knowledge and so forth.
There you go. And it's the only way, if we do this collectively, together, folks, that we're actually going to win. They want us to do the infighting. They actually try to create it. I just got a phone call, about an hour ago on my message. It came from Quick Trip, and it was a lady just bashing me personally because I was pretty rough with people on this network yesterday, but also on another show, The Micro Effect, where it's a 1 hour show, and I kind of do my old show over there. I kind of rant and rave and hold people responsible, and she took it personally, and she was attacking me for attacking her, and she didn't know I was listening. You know, I was just sitting there listening to the recorder, and I just went ahead and picked it up, and I challenged her, and the only response she had is to hang up. And I just thought, man, that's the problem, folks. You believe in something, by golly, back it up. And as I've said a few times on this show, if you agree with everything I think, folks, you are in a world of hurt, because at least I'm smart enough or wise enough to know I don't have all the answers. I'm working on it. And as far as, me as a person, I'm working on that. I'm a work in progress. I've got my flaws just like all of you. Hey, coming up in about, we got a break coming up, Jeffrey, but we've got an author of an incredible book. It's called Don't Get Arrested in South Carolina. It's by J.B. Sims. This is a riveting story, and if I didn't know for a fact that this is a true story, I would think that it's all fiction. Unbelievable, folks. Hang on. We'll be back with J.B. Sims when we get done with break. Okay, folks, Jeffrey and I share with you in a broad sense often how far this nation has fallen. And one of the issues that we bring up rather often is the judicial process. What I have in my hand right now is a specific instance, a story in which, real people had to go through that process. And you know what? It is rough and it's real. This is a real, true story. And the book is called Don't Get Arrested in South Carolina. And let me read you a paragraph on the back because it is worth the time. It says, "This is a scary revelation of what can happen to you when you are arrested in South Carolina and the prosecution refuses to give you a trial or pressures you into a plea agreement. The authorities can charge you with any crime they wish. Without a trial, prosecutorial and law enforcement misconduct and criminal acts will never be brought to light. A defense attorney can question authorities during a trial. Plea agreements document criminal activity of a defendant with no mention of prosecutorial misdeeds. This book should be a mandatory reading to be studied by students of all ages, from high school, college, and law school, of course. Parents need to know this story to teach their children. The story will enrage you unless you were part of the cover-up. And if you were, it is your time to sweat." The author is J.B. Sims. J.B., welcome to Don't Tread on Me. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. I'm in traffic, but I would have called you earlier, but I've got you now.
Yes, you do. The line's not real clear, but we will make our way through this. J.B., how in the world did you come to write this book? Why did you write it?
My client was arrested and charged with a couple of crimes that she wasn't guilty of. Also, there's a cover-up for one of the law enforcement buddies. And when I found out that my client was not going to get a trial, then with everything we found out, I told the prosecution, either give me a trial or I'm going to write a book. But what ended up happening was with the prosecutors, people don't understand this, the prosecutors control what goes on in the courtroom. They can hold a trial forever. And that's what happened with the case of my client. So they knew they weren't going to have a trial, so they could do anything they absolutely wanted to. And that's what they did. And they did it to me as well, because I'm the only one that defended him. He had 5 lawyers, and I found out this past week a 6th lawyer betrayed him. So it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible what these prosecutors can do. They've got more control over your lives than you would imagine.
Yes, that's exactly how the story reads, is where, boy, once you're in the system, if it's as corrupt as South Carolina's, you are in a mess of hurt. JB, lay out the story for the listeners. What exactly happened? There was a death from a dentist, was riding his bike early in the morning. He got hit by a car, and that was the beginning of it. We've got about 3 minutes till break. Can you lay that story out for us?
Right. Dr. Harry Sunshine was killed riding his bicycle in September of year 2000. And he was left for dead. And the prosecution gave the story, the police also gave a story to the press, that it was a white car that hit him. Well, the white car never existed. And the reason they told him they wanted a white car to be involved was because they knew that it never existed and that nobody would ever be found guilty. They knew that one of their friends was involved in the accident, which is why they threw that red herring out there. And now a witness came forth a month later saying she saw a black car out there. The prosecution and their law enforcement had changed their whole story and ended up finding a black car that was sold at the same car lot as the original car that hit the man, same model, black Lexus, and they switched cars, basically. They got my client's car, made it look like he did, and railroaded him.
Yes, indeed, and it gets worse from there, folks. Once they set on this path to set this innocent man up, they were completely committed, weren't they, JB? They just went all the way, and so many people were involved. Police officers, investigators, the prosecutor, judges, everybody got tied up into this thing.
It was a morass. Everybody, the minions, the little soldiers were told what to do, but the people in charge knew that one of their former law enforcement buddies, who was known to be slinging cocaine and this sort of thing, was the one that was involved in the accident. He was the original suspect.
So they were just covering up their own.
Yep. And they committed crimes in order to do that. They committed. They kept evidence. Yeah. They threatened people. They took evidence of a crime. They took the car that was involved, the supposed car involved in the accident, and it repossessed by the bank so that my client could use it for his own defense.
Yeah, that was frightful to see the bank working on behalf of this crime syndicate. That's what they turned out to be, and it kind of makes you wonder, JB, how often this is happening. Not just in South Carolina, but maybe all around this country, because it really does. It starts with drugs, doesn't it?
Well, that particular
JB. Yeah, I've got a break. I'm sorry, I took you right into the break. We'll be back in 4 minutes, JB. Don't get arrested in South Carolina, folks. Hang on. Okay, folks, you ain't heard nothing yet. I know you've heard that phrase, but boy, and you haven't read a story until you have come across this incredible story, true story. And the book is Don't Get Arrested in South Carolina. The author is